So I just finished the final episode of Book of Boba Fett, and this show really sucks. I've been a Star Wars fan basically my entire life. Since I was a little kid, my parents showed me Star Wars, and I've always been a fan. I've liked it through the original trilogy, the prequels, and the sequels, and all that stuff. I've been a fan through all of that. Had some disagreements with certain films that have been made, but overall, I've liked all the Star Wars films in varying degrees. The Mandalorian's a great show, especially season 1. Season 2's a little weaker, but I think that season 1, as a filmmaker, was a really captivating show for me. And I just wanted to offer a filmmaker's perspective on this show and possibly why I think it sucks, and what could be going forward for the franchise, and what could they do to potentially rectify this. So obviously you can tell it's like 3 a.m. I just finished the episode and I'm pretty tired. But this is just my raw, unfiltered. The final episode was absolutely god-awful. It was the worst episode in the entire season. The 2 episodes that were really good were the 2 episodes that didn't focus on Boba Fett, to the point where they literally almost like make a joke of it, because there's like one episode where they show him for like one scene, and it's really weird because it's like, this is the Book of Boba Fett, where is he? But the reason is because Mando and Baby Yoda are actual characters that we actually care about. Even though there's like fan references like Luke and Ahsoka, that doesn't really even matter, because I think ultimately the most important thing is we care about what Grogu's relationship is to the Mandalorian. With Boba Fett, you have none of that. The only relationship that you actually care about in terms of Boba Fett is his relationship to the Tusken Raiders. And they're wiped out, and then immediately have like not been referenced the entire show until the very end, where Cad Bane has this like weird obsession with like pushing him about the Tusken Raiders, which is just, I don't know, it doesn't really work. The best part of the episode was Cad Bane. I think that Cad Bane really could have been an amazing villain had they strung him along, and I actually was going to do a whole video about why I love Cad Bane and why he's like this epic character. But spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the episode, he dies. He gets just nerfed, and he's done. I think that they could have easily made him like the sort of antagonist to Boba Fett as a whole, and they could have left him as a potential villain for the future films or future TV shows. But I think that it was kind of just a weird choice to kill him off when you just introduced him 1 episode ago as like this total badass. The biggest problem that the show has in totality is the fact that Boba Fett has literally no motivations. If we look back at the films, he gets out of the Sarlacc pit. Shouldn't he want to kill like Luke, Han, Leia? Like, I understand that like obviously these characters can't be on screen because it would cost millions of dollars to do CGI for all of them. But like, he has no motivation to kill any of the people that put him in the Sarlacc pit. He has no motivation to be the character that he is, which is a bounty hunter. He has this complete change of heart, which I think could work. I think you could make that as a character work if you allowed it to be something that was earned. You showed him maybe while he was in the Sarlacc pit, and he has a flashback to his dad or something like that, and it makes him think about how his dad died, and they could maybe try to connect that and show that the humanity in him is still there. But throughout the show, they never give a reason why Boba Fett has suddenly become this like very humane and awesome, cool guy now. He just is where he is because I don't know. There's just no reasoning. So ultimately, the whole show is like he wants to take over Tatooine, basically this town Tatooine, and his reasoning, I guess, is to be better than the people who currently ruled it, and he wants to make it his rule because he believes that it's owed to him because of Jabba the Hutt. But it's just such a weird motivation, because like, does that seem like something that like the character of Boba Fett in like the previous movies would care about? Obviously, he doesn't have a ton of character development, but still, it seems like he was just kind of a very simple, like his father, someone who wants to make money and like get paid and like kill people. So it seems super weird that he's like, oh, I'm gonna be this nice guy who's gonna like get rid of all the drugs and spice and stuff, and I'm gonna like just run everything as legit as possible. Just does not seem like a character motivation. So that's all the problems. The show is just this whole like cacophony of just random motivations and random scenes that just never add up to anything. And the two good episodes are the two episodes where we actually see real characters have real motivations and stakes. Even those episodes aren't perfect, but they're a lot better than these. Beyond that, like going outside of that, I think that where does this go forward? First of all, I think that they've basically completely destroyed the character of Boba Fett. He's just not the character that he was before the show. So I think what they can do is focus on what characters are working. Grogu works, Mando works. I think even like Ahsoka and Luke and all that stuff kind of works pretty well. I don't really love like the CGI Luke. I feel like they could do something more with that, like maybe incorporate Mark Hamill's actual voice. But beyond that, I think that the thing that they need to work on is character dynamics, relationships between the characters, and try to make it something that we as an audience can connect to. I think that the biggest problem these films and shows have had is like you can't find a character that you personally connect to, and thus it's just a bunch of random motivations and people shooting at each other for no reason. Like I don't really give a crap about like Black Chrysanthemum or anything like that because he's had like 3 scenes. I think that if they allowed me to kind of fall in love with these characters, I would be more invested. And I think that with specific characters within the film, you just never feel that motivation because they just never have any time. Like look at the cybernetic, the kids, the spy kids people. That's what I'm gonna call them. They just don't seem like characters because like they've only been on screen for like 2 scenes. So like we're expecting Boba Fett to have this deep relationship with them, and it just is really weird. So this is just a filmmaker's perspective. I'm sorry this is probably like a 10-minute rant about Star Wars because my channel isn't really usually about Star Wars. I've been wanting to make more Star Wars videos just because I'm a big fan. I was going to do a video about Cad Bane, but I don't know if the video that I was going to do would end up really working after seeing everything that had happened. So pretty frustrated. I think Robert Rodriguez really screwed up the franchise with this one. I think that they could do better. I don't think it's unsalvageable. I think they just need to focus on characters that actually matter. I think like Mando and Grogu and Luke and Ahsoka, characters that I think we have some sort of emotional attachment to. Whereas I think the characters that they did end up focusing on, like Chrysanthemum and the cybernetic kids and all that stuff, just did not really work for me, and I feel like ultimately left a lot of it feeling very hollow. So signing off, consider subscribing, and maybe I'll do some more Star Wars videos if people dig this. Tell me why you didn't like it, or tell me why you love this Book of Boba Fett episode, because I would love to hear a lot of people's opinions on what this is all about. Now I gotta go like take a nap or something.